especially in these times, as we are definitely in the last days. And one thing we're going to need more than anything else is to strengthen those things which remain. And those were the instructions of YAHAWAH'S when you go to the book of Revelations. And he's letting the church or the community, the Israelite community, know that, we're going to be in a time where you want to hold what you have and then even increase that. So what you will find during these times, there are a lot of spiritual attacks. Now, a lot of people have been able to appropriate the word, but without understanding the spiritual realm and how to defend the spiritual realm, you could be teaching and be tormented at the same time. You can be teaching and still have things in your life where you're challenged. You don't know which way to go. You feel unstable. You find yourself in a rut and not in the covenant of peace that the Most High promised us. So it's very important that, we actualize this aspect of the faith, which is just that, faith. Our faith is very important in these times. Because I'm going to let you know there's going to be a great weakening of the nations. And not when it says nations, the weakening of the nations, it's talking about the nation of YAHAWAH too. A lot of our faith, and I'm not saying it here, and most High forbid, but a lot of people's faith is getting ready to get tested. The disciples were with YAHAWAH, and their faith got tested. So we're going to look into some things that we can do, some practical application of the word that can help you during these definite trying times. One is that which is of wisdom. So give me the book of Isaiah 33, 1 and 26. And these messages are going to be messages that you need to go over so it can be reinforced. So bring on what you got.
The book of Isaiah, chapter 33, verse 1. Woe to thee that spoilest, and thou wast not spoiled, and dealest treacherously, and they dealt not treacherously with thee.
Come on.
When thou shalt cease to spoil, thou shalt be spoiled. And when thou shalt make an end to deal treacherously, they shall deal treacherously with thee. So
these things are going to go on, and we're seeing this happening to a nation that has dealt treacherously with us. They deal treacherously with their enemies, and we're going to see this judgment come upon them. Thus saith the Heavenly Father. Read on.
Verse 2, O Lord, be gracious unto us. We have waited for thee. Be thou their arm every morning. Our salvation also in the time of trouble. So the time of trouble is coming. So when you associate salvation, salvation is synonymous with trouble. All right, know that trouble is coming. And it's, again, some of y'all may already be in trouble. Some of us may already be experiencing trouble right now. But the Most High, He's so full of mercy, He's going to give you a way out. He's going to give you escape. Remember, the scriptures bear record, there's no temptation that's taken a man that which is common. And with the temptation, the Most High will make a way of escape. If I was to, ask just Israel, if I had a room full of, obviously we do tonight, but I said that it was 1,000 Israelites here. And you ask the question, how many of you are really going through spiritual torment? You'd be surprised the hands that would be raised. If they were really honest, you would see a lot of hands. And Hamashiach came to give us this peace. And remember, the covenant that he gave Yahshua was a covenant of peace. And so if you're not actualizing that, it could be because you lack faith. All right? And I'm going to show you how. There's a way that you have to present your position with the Most High. Yes, we have an advocate, but you are your own lawyer, so to speak, when it comes to self-examining and presenting your case. So, all of us have a lot, and the Most High is looking at us individually as He's bringing us together on a collective. So give me, keep going, we can go to verse 6. Verse 3, at the noise of the tumult, the people fled. At the lifting up of thyself, the nations were scattered. And your spoil shall be gathered like the gathering of the caterpillar.
And see, this is letting us know that what we're going to partake of. Come on.
as the running to and fro of locusts shall he run upon them.
Right?
Verse 5, the Most High exalted, for he dwelleth on high.
Mm-hmm.
He hath filled Zion with judgment and righteousness.
So judgment and righteousness. Read on.
Verse 6, and wisdom and knowledge shall be the stability of thy time.
What's going to be?
Wisdom and knowledge shall be the stability of thy time.
You need wisdom to get out of a situation. You're going to need wisdom. And the wisdom, the wisdom that's necessary for us is going to be that of faith, man. Give me the book of Hebrews 11:6. Yeah, Hebrews 11:6.
The book of Hebrews, chapter 11, verse 6. But without faith, it is impossible to please him.
What does that say? Read that again.
But without faith, it is impossible to please him.
Without faith, it's impossible to please him. Now, you may say, we hear this message of faith all the time. But have we really actualized it? Because if you're operating in faith, some storms should be quieted in your life. I'm talking about, we're dealing on a personal, we're dealing with a intimate search of your life. Not the one you show everybody, but the one when you're by yourself in this body, when you're by yourself in your head, with the worries and the cares of day-to-day living and the torment that's real out there, that is the devil that's looking whom he may devour, and you're in that place. It's the secret place where the Most High is looking at. When it comes to our lives, it's the secret place. Not when we get together, Palm Yashala, and that's not, no. I'm talking about where you really live. Come? All right. Go ahead, bring it up.
This is Psalm 7 and 8. The Most High shall judge the people. Judge me, O Lord, according to my righteousness and according to my integrity that is in me.
That is where?
That is in me.
That's in you. That's a secret place. That's a place where he can, look, you may be able to put on I don't want to say phony, but you can put on a face and you can put on an air, because sometimes that's necessary to continue on. But the Most High is a real living power that's full of results, that's full of peace. And the victory is yours. You have to have faith to access it. And we're going to look at some scriptures that show us that tonight. Go ahead. Okay, that was it on that. So go back to Hebrews 11:6.
Hebrews 11 and 6. But without faith, it is impossible to please him. For he that cometh to God must believe that he is, and that he is a rewarder of them that diligently seek him.
Look, diligently seek him. So when we think about the faith, and the faith is being faithful or trusting in the Most High, the confidence, what type of faith do I need to have? You know, how do I actualize this faith? Well, what's the definition of faith? Go ahead, Craig. We'll get the definition of faith. And like I said, we hear it all the time. Yahawashi said some powerful things. Some things happened when the disciples even had mustard seed faith. That's how powerful faith is. You know, a mustard seed, I had some at the house. I was rushing, I was running late. And I mean, it's like a bead. If you don't have that, you don't have nothing. I mean, all you need is a bead of this, and it would provoke Yahawashi to calm the storm. It would provoke, because we'll see it. We're going to see in the scriptures. What did he tell the disciples? He said, ye of what? Little. He said, all you have is a little faith. If storms aren't being quieted in your life, I'm here to tell you, you don't even have a little faith. I'm just here to tell you, you don't even have a little faith. Because the little faith, we know the account, the little faith that they had, they called on Yahawashi. And Yahawashi calmed the storm. He said, oh, ye a little faith. But they still had some. He didn't say the no faith. If it was no faith, that boat would still be rocking right now. And see, some of our boats in our life are still rocking, because we don't even have little faith. All right?
Comments. I got two, but this is the one. This is Matthew 8:10. When Yahawashi heard it, he marveled and said to them that followed, Verily I say unto you, I have not found so great faith, no, not in Israel. And that word for faith is the word pistis in the Greek. It is a persuasion that is credence, moral conviction of religious truth or the truthfulness of God or a religious teacher.
That's right.
Especially reliance upon Hamashiach for salvation, abstractly constancy in such profession, by extension, the system of religious truth itself. And then, of course, it just, gives a few words. It says assurance, belief, faith, and fidelity.
Right. And so the fidelity is dealing with the faithfulness. And remember, Yahawashi, there were times when he marveled at the people's unbelief. And where there was unbelief, he couldn't do nothing. Go ahead.
So yes, this is Matthew 8:26, and he said unto them, Why are you fearful, O ye of little faith? And that word faith is another word, which is, oligo pistos, but it literally means lack of confidence.
There you go. And it's not being fully persuaded, meaning even if he doesn't do it, I know that he's able to do it. That's the type of faith we gotta have.
Hebrews 11:1 too.
Mm-hmm.
Now faith is a substance.
That's where we go ahead, bring it up.
Now faith is a substance. Now faith is the substance of things hoped for, the evidence of things not seen.
Stop right there. We gotta slow that down, because a lot of times in our life we haven't appropriated that. That's why we still are driven to and fro with all these doctrines. You see many people going back and forth over doctrine. Your doctrine is not going to save you. It's the doctrine, it's the correct doctrine that you believe, that you have faith in, that's going to deliver you in times of trouble. I don't care how well you're going to break it down. All of us are getting ready to come on an equal playing field, because you're going to have faith for your wilderness. Some of us are going through a wilderness right now. We don't know how we're going to come out of it. You know how you're going to get out of it? It's going to have to be through faith. I just go let them finish. Go ahead. Keep going. Yeah.
Okay, verse 2.
Read it again from the top.
Okay, now faith is the substance of things hoped for.
So it's a substance. Faith is a substance. That means it's there. But it's spiritual. Your confidence, your conviction, only you can have that. No one can have that. As much as we want to have convictions for our children, we can't. As much as I would like to have faith for my children, now I can have faith that the Most High is able to do something for my child, like that woman. I can have that type, and my faith can transfer, but once you come to an adult and they have their own challenges, they're going to have faith for themselves. We all are going to have to meet the requirement of faith. And what is it again? Faith is what?
The substance of things hoped for.
Come on.
The evidence of things not seen.
So the evidence, so you have to believe something that you don't see, but know that it's there. That's the requirement of faith. And too many times, we stagger when it comes to what we see. That's what gets us tossed and driven. And we go different places. You'll follow certain people because of what you see, but you don't know nothing about their lifestyle. And then there's sometimes you know things about their lifestyle, and it doesn't sway you to go in another direction. Read on.
Verse 2. Provided the elders obtain a good report.
A good report, okay? One of the things,
We can end that there, you had,
I just wanted to get this definition.
Go ahead, bring it up.
I know Zeph had something too.
yeah.
I just wanted to get that definition for substance. It literally just means confidence. So what we're seeing in Hebrews is when it comes to having faith, you have to have confidence in what you have faith in. And a lot of times people lose their confidence because they're not learning, they're not applying it to their life. So there's not really a whole lot of visual result that you don't see because you're not doing it, right? But if you're actually, you're doing, keeping the commandments when no one's looking, that's why we went through the word integrity, to understand when no one's looking, what are you carrying out? What are you doing when it's just you by yourself? So like that's a beautiful precept, right? And then I just wanted to get that word, so, but I know Zeph had something he wanted to bring up too.
Oh, come. No, I was just going in, when YAHAWAH'S was healing the blind person, he said,
Right.
then touch he their eyes, saying, according to your faith, be it unto you. So,
So that's perfect, because that's what we're gonna have to have in these trying times. It's gonna be your faith, all right? That's your faith. You have to have faith in the Mashiach Yahawashi. All right? Give me Romans 4, and we're gonna start at 16. And we're gonna, the Most High is gonna give us the wisdom, because wisdom is the stability of our tongue. He's gonna give us the wisdom tonight on how to get faith. The scriptures tell us it's plain. But I'm gonna read this, just so that we can meditate. Matthew 13:58. And he did not many mighty works there because of their unbelief. So you may ask why things aren't changing in my life. Because of unbelief. Bring it up.
Come. This is the book of Romans, chapter 4, verse 16. Therefore, it is of faith that it might be by grace to the end, to the end the promise might be sure to all the seed, not to that only which is of the law, but to that also which is of the faith of Abraham.
The faith of Abraham. And see, this is the faith of Abraham. A lot of people don't know what the faith of Abraham is. We know, we hear about, him obeying. But what is really, what did he do? What did he overcome to find that type of faith?
He overcame being tested in sacrificing his son. So, he had the faith in the Most High that he was going to get a better outcome out of it.
That's part of it. Abraham was constantly tested. He wasn't just tested in one thing. Because the scriptures bear record that the race is given to the swift or the strong. But it's really, it says he who endures, but the endurer is who? What's the characteristic of someone that endures? That's somebody that never quits. That in spite of the difficulty, they know that the end is near. How much more us? We see these prophecies, we know that the end is near. Our faith should be increasing. But many people turn away. The love of many will soft wax and cold. You will see it, man. Because they were never rooted. They were never rooted. All they were just teaching. But they didn't allow themselves to be taught by the master, which is Mashiach Yahawashi. That's what you're going to need. There's going to be a time where we quiet. It's going to be a famine of the word. You ain't going to teach no more. What are you going to do when you ain't teaching? You got to live. You got to live this. And that's what we should be doing now.
Come.
Keep reading.
Come. This is, again, Romans 4 and 16. Therefore, it is of faith that it might be by grace to the end the promise might be sure to all the seed, not to that only which is of the law, but to that also which is of the faith of Abraham, who is the father of us all.
Come on.
As it is written, I have made thee a father of many nations, before him whom he believed, even God, who quickeneth the dead, and calleth those things which be not as though they were.
Read on.
Who against hope believed in hope, that he might become the father of many nations, according to that which was spoken, so shall thy seed be.
So what was spoken to him, this is the faith of Abraham, he believed it. What was spoken to him, he believed it. So all the promises that he's given to Israel, we have to believe it. And if you believe it, you know what you have to do to get it. We're going to keep reading.
I had Genesis 26:5.
Come, go ahead.
It says, because that Abraham obeyed my voice and kept my charge, my commandments, my statutes, and my laws.
You see that? That's the faith of Abraham. And that's faith right there. How does faith come? Faith come by hearing. And hearing the word is not to hear when you just as a sound, it's the Shema. With the intent to obey. That's the only thing that's going to deliver you. Your salvation has to rest in that. Faith in Hamashiach, faith in the word, faith in Hamashiach. Read on.
Verse 19, and being not weak in faith, he considered not his own body now dead.
Woo! So look at the difficult. Look at what Abraham, his son, the binding of Isaac, right? But not only that, look at, he had to leave his country, his kindred. Not only that, he had to believe that he's an old man, that he don't even have seed, his seed isn't strong enough to even produce. But he believed that. We're not even challenged with that type of stuff. And we have no faith. I don't want to say little faith. You have no faith at all. Come on.
Verse 20, he staggered not at the promise of God.
He did what?
He staggered not at the promise of God.
Beloved, this is how you're going to increase your faith tonight. Find out the promise, which we should know what the promises are. We quote them to everybody else. We teach them to everybody else, laws, statutes, commandments. But do you have faith in the promise? Abraham, the faith of Abraham is when he didn't stagger at the promise. What is stagger? Stagger means to stumble. Specifically here, is dealing with doubt. Doubting. How many of you have doubted the promise? You got, the Most High has called you to a purpose and you doubted the promise. You know, a lot of people, they come to this, they may come to a particular school and they say, Most High brought me here. Man, his spirit was with me. Oh man, I'm with you all the way, YAHAWAH'S. I'm with you all. Doesn't that sound familiar? Yeah. I'll never deny you. With you all the way. And then the next thing you know, man, I got to go. Huh? I thought the Most High called you here. Well, they didn't have faith at all. Or their faith was taken. Because the enemy is looking to take your faith. That's what he did with YAHAWAH'S. And we got to know this, beloved, that in these days, it's going to increase. It's not going to get easier. Because we should have been building up our faith all this time. What did he do? He tempted YAHAWAH'S. You think you ain't going to get tempted? That's spiritual warfare. A lot of us don't know nothing about that. A lot of us don't know nothing about night terrors. Waking up, sweating, can't breathe, not knowing what's going on, where you're feeling unstable, mental stresses, all anxiety, all those are spirits. And the battle is in the spiritual realm. The battle is in the spiritual realm. I know somebody, this is for somebody, not to sound like church, but we Israelites, we're going to be the ones that they tested YAHAWAH'S. I know for a fact they're going to test you. Them spirits are going to test you. And you're going to have to be rooted and grounded. And your faith is going to have to be a little more than a mustard seed. But even if you got the mustard seed, you got some deliverance, you can get to the next level. Because the disciples were not yet converted until after that. But all they had was that mustard seed. Go ahead, read on.
I just want to say the matter back to what she was going into. When you get tested, this is why it's important to have a body, right? To have a foundation, a brotherhood or a community, a sisterhood. Because when you get tested, who you gonna call, right?
Right.
You call me, I've called brothers, I've called the priests, just, we just bounce ideas off each other, and that strengthens, a lot of our faith.
That's right.
And I encourage the sisters the same way, right? When we had these conversations, right, and we go home, we start reading, damn. Man, that was strong, but when you start reading, right, and you start going in, and it reestablishes your faith. That's why I always feel bad for the brothers that's Hebrew warriors, right?
When you go
Hebrews, right? They don't have a foundation, they don't have a body, and you see them going up and down, up and down. They don't know how to depend on each other.
the gigabytes.
And yeah, exactly. You're right. But if you think about it, you need your brother
Right.
in times of adversity to help strengthen you up, and then it goes back. So sometimes, brothers may be strong in the spirit, and brothers may be weak, and then just coming around on Friday night, Saturday night, new moons, feast days, it strengthens the whole brotherhood and the sisterhood. So,
I appreciate it.
Bring it up.
So back to 1, my son, without coming to serve the Lord, prepared our soul for temptation.
That's right. The thing about it is, the preparation is where you should be able to apply wisdom, because Yahawah says, prove me. He wants you to prove it. We know Thessalonians says, prove all things, right? So we have to prove the Most High. And there's certain things you would have to know how to ask the Father certain things. I'll give you an example. Me and Captain were talking about it. When it comes to what the Most High will do for you, you have to believe on the promises. Like Abraham said, he didn't stagger at the promises. So if you know his promises, we know that the word says, you know what? Don't withhold good from them who is due, if it's in your power to do. I believe that's a proverb. So if you know that, then you can go to the Most High and say, Father, while that storm is going, saying, Father, I know that you won't withhold good, let's say on the Sabbath. Say that somebody's dealing with a sickness or an ailment or something's going on, because we were supposed to have power over unclean spirits. And you would first have to have an experience with that. Remember, the scripture said, this kind don't leave except fasting and praying. All right? So your being in tune is very important. So going back, you would say, and put the Father, you'd be careful, but you would put the Father at his word. He said his word higher than himself. So he's going to answer his word, right? So if you're going through something on the Sabbath, didn't Yahawashi say it was lawful to heal on the Sabbath? So isn't that doing good? If you don't get healed on the Sabbath, is he withholding something from you that's due to you? Not due because of your righteousness, because of the righteousness of Hamashiach Yahawashi. See, you gotta learn how to put that thing together. You gotta learn how to, and that's the wisdom. I'll give you another example, and I'm telling you it works because he answers his word. Yahawashi did the same thing. Father said, he brought his word back to Satan. We gotta do the same thing. Many of us don't use that example. How many times have you taken the word to come back your situation? You didn't do it. Because you weren't grounded, you haven't been obedient. Yahawashi said, man, should live by bread alone, but by every word that proceeds out of the mouth of the Most High. He came back with something else. He had a word, he had a rebuttal. What's your rebuttal? We're too busy rebuttaling one another. You need to rebuttal the enemy in your life that's active, because he's fully active. He flagging, throwing up gang signs and everything. He's straight up active in your life, all up in your house. You have to take charge through faith, and you're going to have to know. What's one of the things he did when it came to breaking bread? He said, Most High, I thank you. Do you know that giving thanks to the Most High, according to the scriptures, it says, this is the will of the Most High concerning you. That's the will of the Most High, to give thanks. In everything. How many of us are thankful? How do you show that you're thankful in everything? You still obey in spite of. But a lot of times it causes us to turn away from obedience. And that's turning away from the faith. Go ahead.
This is the book of Isaiah, chapter 55, verse 11. So shall my word be that goeth forth out of my mouth. It shall not return unto me void.
That's right. It won't, because he answers to his word. Matter of fact, there's a scripture where he says he set his word above himself. And we'll find that. But go on and continue to read that Romans.
Romans chapter 4, verse 20. He staggered not at the promise of God.
He didn't stumble at the promise. What did the Most High promise you? What did he promise you? Go ahead.
Through unbelief, but was strong in faith, giving glory to God.
He was what?
He was strong in faith, giving glory to God.
He was strong in being faithful. He didn't stagger at the promises. He went there and he went straightway and he obeyed the Most High. He didn't doubt. Read on.
And being fully persuaded that what he had promised, he was able also to perform.
He was fully persuaded. Whatever the sickness hated, we got to be fully persuaded. Are you fully persuaded that he's able to do it? Or maybe you don't feel that you'll do it because of your lack of faith, not being faithful. You gotta have confidence when you go before the Most High. You don't want to go to court and you ain't got your stuff together. We're in the court of the Most High. You got the ultimate judge looking at you. You gotta have your paperwork. Sometimes you may say, I need a continuance. Sir, I need to get some things. That's grace. Grace is the continuance. Most High has given us favor. He's given us the opportunity to get it right. But you can't keep coming. What they tell you in 3 continuances and you're out. That's it. We're going to try your case. You got 3 continuances. That's enough. You don't get no more. That's that Hebrews 10:26. It's no more sacrifice for your sins. Go ahead.
Verse 22. And therefore it was imputed to him for righteousness.
It was imputed to him for righteousness. So we got to make sure that we're operating in that faith. Did you have a precept?
It was about that doing good on the Sabbath. I was going to bring that Matthew 12 out.
Go ahead, bring it up.
This is Matthew 12:12, because to kind of let me back of what the priest was saying. You know, can you do well on the Sabbath day? Of course, right? They were trying to trip YAHAWAH'S, of course, on man-made laws, and one of them was like doing well on the Sabbath day, right? So Matthew 12:11, and he said unto them, what man shall be there among you that shall have 1 sheep, and if it fall into a pit on the Sabbath day, will he not lay hold on it and lift it out? How much then is a man better than a sheep? Wherefore it is lawful to do well on the Sabbath days.
You got who did he heal on the Sabbath day? He did a lot of healing. Man with the withered hand. I believe that was the Sabbath day. At the pool, the blind man. All this was on the Sabbath. You see the wisdom in that? That's the time, I've said it before, that's the time you ask for your healing, on the Sabbath day. You see what I'm saying? So these are the things, you gotta have faith though. What did Yahawashi say? He said, will thou pick up thy bed and walk? That's your responsibility. You have to do that, all right? Give me the book of Exodus 14 and 13. I'm going to read this, Psalms 138 and 2. That's why you have to give the word. That's why you have to present the word to the Most High. That's what he'll respond to. Psalms 138 and 2. I will worship toward thy holy temple and praise thy name for thy loving kindness and for thy truth. For thou hast magnified thy word above all thy name. So his word is higher even than his name. He said above all thy name. So even the authority, you can call on the name of Yahweh all you want. and you ain't do what the words say, it ain't gonna matter. It ain't gonna matter. You can say Yahawah, Yahawah, all you want, all day long, till you turn green. I wouldn't hold my breath for anything to happen if you're not obeying them. All right, go ahead.
This is Exodus 14 and 13. And Moses said unto the people, fear ye not, stand still and see the salvation of the Lord,
Come on.
which he will show to you today. For the Egyptians, whom ye have seen today, ye shall see them again no more forever.
He told him to stand still. It takes faith to stand still sometimes. Sometimes we moving around, well, he ain't doing it yet for me. I gotta do this, I gotta work it out, I gotta do something else. But it's not really good for the time.
Come. Exodus 14, 13. And Moses said unto the people, fear ye not, stand still,
Fear ye not. Fear ye. Fear ye not. Come on.
stand still.
Stand still. That means you're standing on the promises. You're not staggering. You're not wavering. I always like to give the Hebrew boys, if we're not fearful to answer the King's commandment, hey, we don't care. Turn the oven on. Until you get to that place, you're not ready. You're not going to overcome. There's some demons that's not going to budge until you reply with the word. You got to respond with the word. The weapons of your warfare, not carnal, but mighty through the Most High. You're pulling down strongholds with the word, with your obedience. That's the faith. Go ahead.
And see the salvation of the Lord,
And see the salvation. Come on.
which he will show to you today. For the Egyptians, whom ye have seen today, ye shall see them again no more forever.
So the Israelites coming out of Egypt had to have faith to be delivered out of Egypt. And their faith was putting the blood on the door. Now you have to put Hamashiach's life in you. That's the blood. And you got to live that life. If you're not living that life, you're living a double life. You're a double agent. You got a lot of double agents out here. You got double agents, 007s, but the 006 and a half, 006 and 3/4. But 7 is completion. Isn't that funny? 007, that's how you know they're dealing. There's Israelite. You know 007. That's us. We the real, we're supposed to be agents of the Most High. You know. I'm going to read this, James 1, verse 3. Knowing this, that the trying of your faith worketh patience. 4, but let patience have her perfect work, that she may be perfect and entire, wanting nothing. 5, if any of you lack wisdom, that's why I said wisdom shall be the stability of your time, and it's associated with faith. Wisdom, let him ask of the Most High. They give it to all men liberally, and upbraideth not, and it shall be given him. But here's the key. Here's the key right here. But let him ask in faith. Nothing wavering. Abraham didn't stagger at the promises. Nothing wavering. You think Abraham, when the Most High, if you say, Abraham, well, you got to keep the Shabbat, he's going to kill his son. You think he's wavering about the Shabbat? You think he's wavering about the new moon? You think he's going to tell the Most High, I got a job? Oh, ye of no faith. You ain't got little, you got none. You got none. Oh, I can't do what you said, Father. Can't do it. I know you told me to do it, but I can't do it. Verse 7 it says, but let not that man think, well, I'm going to read again 6. But let him ask in faith, nothing wavering, for he that wavereth is like a wave of the sea driven with the wind and tossed. That's like you going to the Most High and you're proving him, but what are you proving with? What are you telling him? No, I ain't keep what you said. Bless me anyway. What is that?
God, what the-
Go ahead.
Yeah, so even if you look at verse 5, that's heavy. it says, if any of you lack wisdom, and what's funny is people don't understand, a lot of this is coded, right? This is Proverbs 1:7.
Right.
The fear of the Lord is the beginning of knowledge, but fools despise wisdom and instruction. So what James is saying, because the fear of the Lord is what? Keeping the commandments. So if literally it says, if any of you lack wisdom, meaning if you are a lawbreaker, if you break the commandments, right? If you lack wisdom, let him ask of God that giveth to all men liberally and upbraideth not, and they shall be given them. So what James is saying is you got to keep the law and even approach the Most High in confidence. If you go into the Most High and you know you in sin, you mighty bold to do that.
You mighty bold to do that.
Because you know you lack wisdom.
Here it is. This is what's going to happen to you. Right on cue. James 1:6. But let him ask in faith. That's how you got to ask. Nothing wavering. We're quick to go out here and teach people when we're teaching, don't be quick to speak, which is true. The scripture slow to hear. You're in the presence of the Most High. You can't utter anything. But we do it.
Right.
You don't utter anything. You talking to the Most High, you ain't kept nothing. Man, you better all go and talking to the drive-through window. And Waterburn. And get a result. At least you get a burger. Yeah, you can ask for that in faith. You go to Waterburger, right? You got some on them? And ask for some expecting a burger. You don't go there expecting something else. And that's what you have to have that confidence. You have that confidence because you got faith. You got your money. You see Waterburger up there. You like, it's a drive-through. I know that's how we got to stand on the promises. That's how you activate your faith, beloved.
And also, it's repetition.
There you go.
Right? You go to that drive-through week in and week out. Okay? Night in, night out, you go to that same drive-through and you're expecting something.
Right.
But if you don't know what you're getting into, you're going to get in there kind of hesitant. And a lot of us, we go to the Most High hesitant. We don't have the necessary skills. We don't have the money. We don't have whatever, right? They may not have what we're looking for. You know what I'm saying? A lot of times, we got to get used to being confident going to the Most High, which means you got to get used to being obedient.
That's right.
If you're obedient, then you have more confidence when you ask for your prayers.
You know that and you're going to need this type of faith for what we're getting ready to face. All right, and now we're going to go a couple scriptures, we're going to end. I'm not going to keep y'all too long tonight. But I just wanted the Spirit would be leading me and said, man, give the people some practical applications, some things you can do to see the power. A lot of us haven't experienced the power of the Most High. We're just on the outside, on the surface level. You're talking about the scriptures, but if you don't have no faith, you're not experiencing these scriptures. Yeah, trials are going to definitely come. You got to be able to stand strong, or it's going to take you out. We see it. Here today, gone tomorrow. Come on, supposedly in the truth. Not on something else now. Believing that the woman is God. How do you go from, I'm seeing videos of, I used to be a Hebrew Israelite. Man, that's laughable. You used to be
That don't even make sense.
It don't even make sense. You were never rooted. You were never grounded, man. You could do a video like that.
I used to be Chinese.
Yeah, right. Hey, this day maybe we got a transplant. He identified. Yeah. But again, but let him ask in faith, nothing wavering, for he that wavereth is like a wave of the sea, driven with the wind and tossed. Now notice, that's what was going on with the disciples, literally, in the boat. Because they were fearful, they were wavering. But they figured out something. They said, man, if we can get this mustard seed, YAHAWAH'S. All right. Verse 7, but let not that man think that he shall receive anything of the Most High. That's why it says it's impossible. That's why I said earlier. So without faith, it's impossible to please him. And if you ain't pleasing him, you ain't going to get no relief. You ain't getting no relief. The church been crying and screaming and blowing bubbles, like I say, spit, going backward. No deliverance. No relief. Well, how you gonna say it was his time? He got gout from eating hog maw. No faith. He died
Without faith, it's impossible to please him. You can't keep eating pork and think and then say, help me. Go to the Most High, help me.
Right.
Come on, man. Those are injurious practices, man. That don't even make no sense. That's like going to the judge. I just killed somebody. Deliver me.
Right.
Who does that?
He's gonna deliver you all right.
Yeah. Take these shackles off. No. You're a murderer, bro. You're an active murderer, and we gonna let you out? Anyway, go ahead.
I just want to, when I talk to people, I always give them 3 things to get, salvation, right?
There you go.
This is Revelation 14 and 12, and if you get the theme, it's about faith, right? So I'm gonna just read it real quick. And this is the 3 keys that you need to really get salvation. It says, here is the patience of the saints. So first thing is patience, where we start off with endurance.
There you go.
Long suffering, right? Here are they that keep the commandments. So you have to have obedience, right? And the faith of Yahawashi. So those 3 things, if you keep those 3 things in your everyday practice, your short-term goals, your long-term goals, and everything in between, again, endurance, right? Obedience, and faith in the Mashiach. You can't go wrong with that.
That's right. That's right. We're going to, again, Romans 11:19. Thou wilt say then, the branches were broken off that I might be grafted in. 20. Well, because of unbelief, they were broken off. That's how you get broken, because of unbelief. The broken branches were unbelief. Because why did we become estranged to Yahweh? Because of unbelief.
Unbelief.
Why would we die in the wilderness? Because of unbelief. Every time Israel perished, it was because of unbelief. And that's why faith is so necessary in this time. Beloved, I don't want any of us to perish. We can ready to go through a wilderness period, believe it or not. It's getting ready to happen. The lights are going out in America as we know it. And what do we need to do? Well, it's going to take this faith. Let me get this verse right here. Give me Isaiah 26, 20 and 21. We don't need to be engaging with no other person's plight but our own. Yeah. You don't have to prove to any other nation you have faith. Faith activates Yahweh. Why Yahawashi? It ain't gonna matter how well you teach. It's gonna matter how well you believe. That's what it's gonna come down to.
Come. Isaiah 26 and 20. Come, my people, enter thou into thy chambers.
Do what?
Enter thou into thy chambers.
This is getting ready to be a famine of the word soon. Come on.
And shut thy doors.
And shut that door. This is very similar to us coming out of Egypt. Come on.
About thee. Hide thyself as it were for a little moment.
Just for a little moment, hide yourself. We don't need to be in and out of other people's businesses and affairs and all of it. Let them destroy each other. Read.
Until the indignation be overpassed.
Till the what?
Indignation be overpassed.
Read on.
For behold, the Lord cometh out of his place to punish the inhabitants of the earth.
That's what you're seeing now.
Come.
This is what we're seeing with all this turmoil, all this conflict. He's coming, he's punishing the inhabitants of the earth. Read on.
For their iniquity.
For their what?
For their iniquity.
Even when you talk about, we're dashing their little ones against the stone, that's actually, he's doing it now. Read.
The earth also shall disclose her blood, and shall no more cover her slain.
So that's what we're getting ready to see. All out, but we're supposed to go into our chambers. It's going to take faith to do that. All right? One of the things it's going to take, we're going to have to stand. And then give me Psalms 4 and 4. I'm going to get ready to end. I don't know what I'm Give me Psalms 4 and 4. And Yahshua, give me 2 Chronicles 20 and 17. We'll get you to read the precept tonight. You the precept king. Hey, but that's good. He's working on some discipline. 2 Chronicles 20:17. Sometimes it is good just to hear, to listen. Because the precept you quote is the precept you will get tested with. I know it. I know it. I almost went gray overnight. Second Chronicles 20:17. What's it? The scripture said, I once was young, now I'm old. I'm telling you, my beard was black, and now it's gray. Yeah. Go ahead, read your precept.
This is Psalm 4:4. Stand in awe and sin not.
What?
Stand in awe and sin not.
Man, we're in a beautiful position, yo. We're gonna see so much stand in awe. And we need to be the most healthiest people when we come out our chambers. Because we're gonna be a light. We're gonna be a light to the nation. They're gonna say, man, look at the Israelites. Look at how they're thriving. We're being destroyed. And can we come with y'all? You know what I'm saying? Yeah. But what do we have to do?
Sin not.
Come on.
Commune with your own heart upon your bed.
Do what?
Commune with your own heart upon your bed.
That's what we need to be doing these times, doing that self-examination. Saying, where's my mind now? Where's my mind with the Most High? Let me get rooted. If anybody dealing with anxiety, I'm telling you, the best remedy for anxiety is meditating on your particular situation and the promises that he said he gave us, and don't stack it. And keep meditating on it. What he said, he keep you in perfect peace, whose mind is stayed on him. All right? Read.
Comes to Psalm 1 and 2. But his delight is in the law of the Lord, and in his law doth he meditate day and night.
That's the antidote for anxiety, day and night. And then the Most High will give you, and a lot of people don't believe this, but the Most High will answer you in terms of even what to do physically. He's done it in the scriptures, man. He gives you the herbs. He'll tell you what herbs to take to deal with certain physical ailments. All right? A lot of us got a lot of trauma, man, from life and from life's issues. But I'm telling you, the safest place, man, is in these commandments. That's where safety rests.
Psalm 4 and 5. It says, offer the sacrifices of righteousness and put your trust in the Most High.
There you go. That's what you have to do. And you're going to see the salvation. This is going to ensure your salvation. Give me Isaiah 62. Well, no, give me Psalms 37, and we go to 34 to 40. And then I'm going to close out, because I know we don't have that much time. But I think this is enough. And then you all take these precepts and add to them and meditate on this word. And then find your situation. You have to speak a word to your situation. That's how you get deliverance. Satan don't let up. The only thing that he resists is truth. Now, even when we're going to look at resist the devil, we hear that all the time, right? And he'll flee. But there's something that you do before that you have to do. We're going to look at read what you got.
Come, this is the book of Psalms, chapter 37, verse 34. Wait on the Lord.
Do what?
Wait on the Lord.
Come on.
And keep his way.
That's how you wait. A lot of times people wait. I'm just sitting around doing nothing. No. You got to keep his way. That's how you wait on your house. That's how you stay still. That's how you get somebody, a taxi. If you wave down a taxi, you wait. You stay in that place and you wave it down. That's how you get the Most High's attention. Come on.
And that just goes back to what we brought out earlier, endurance.
That's right.
And then having the faith, and of course, being obedience. Which
That's
says,
right.
wait on the Lord and keep his way.
Right.
His way is keeping the commandments.
It's keeping the commandments. It all goes back. Come on.
Come, wait on the Lord and keep his way, and he shall exalt thee to inherit the land.
Come on.
When the wicked are cut off, thou shalt see it.
What? We're seeing this now, but beloved, I want us to see the land. I want us to go in the land together, if it be the Most High will. You never know. We may. All of us ain't gonna see that. You know what I'm saying? Read that again from the top.
Come, this is the book of Psalm 37, 34. Wait on the Lord and keep his way, and he shall exalt thee to inherit the land.
Ooh, come on.
When the wicked are cut off,
That's what's happening. Literally, read on.
thou shalt see it.
Thou shalt what?
Thou shalt see it.
You know how many people wait to see what's going on over there right now of our people? And we're seeing it. That's how you know the time is short.
John,
All right, read on.
I have seen the wicked in great power, and spreading himself like a green bay tree.
Come on.
Yet he passed away. God, oh, praise the Lord.
That's gonna be one of the happiest funerals.
God.
Go ahead.
Yet he passed away.
Right.
And lo, he was not yea.
Right.
I sought him, but he could not be
He
found.
could not be found. What verse is that?
Comments, I was 36.
We're gonna go to 40. Come on.
Mark the perfect man,
Come on.
and behold the upright.
Come on.
For the end of that man is peace.
Is peace. And that's what the Most High wants to give us rest from our enemies, but also these spiritual attacks that are tormenting a lot of Israelites, man. You're going to have serious faith. Come on.
But the transgressors shall be destroyed together.
Ooh.
But when the end of the wicked shall be cut off. Verse 39, but the salvation of the righteous is of the Most High.
Come on, we got to turn up now. This is the time I'm going to use turn up. We got to turn up in terms of our obedience, and we got to turn our faith up. We got to add to our faith. We got to add to our faith. Read on.
He is their strength in the time of trouble. Verse 40, and the Most High shall help them and deliver them. He shall deliver them from the wicked and save them because they trust in him.
Because they trust in him.
Faith.
That's faith. That's faith.
If you notice it say deliver, that's YAHAWAH'S deliver. That's the name.
Faith in Yahawashi. That's salvation.
God.
That's why faith in the law and Yahawashi. That is deliverance. If you don't have it, you're not going to deliver. And at least, brother, start off, sister. Find you some mustard seed faith. Because you can provoke Yahawashi with that. He got up, he said, oh, he's a little faith, but he still stopped the boat rocking. Yeah, but like I said, if it was no faith, he said, man, I'm going to let these so-called Negroes, y'all don't have to wait it out. James 4:7. Submit yourselves, therefore, to the Most High. A lot of times we'll say, resist the devil, he flee. No, you forgot this part. Submit yourselves, therefore, to the Most High. Resist the devil, and he will flee from you. So you got to be fully persuaded. You got to be submitted to the Most High. And it was one more. What was I? Yeah, I want to see the 2 Chronicles 20:17. Go ahead and get that.
It says, we shall not need to fight in this battle.
In some battles, we're not going to have to fight. Come on.
Set yourselves, stand still, and see the salvation of the Lord with you.
Did we have to fight the Egyptians? We didn't fight no Egyptians. The Most High beat them up for us. Come on.
O Judah and Jerusalem,
Come on.
fear not, nor be dismayed. Tomorrow go out against you, for the Lord will be with you.
There it is. For the Most High will be with us. Now, there's going to be a time when we will have to. Read on.
Verse 18, and Jehoshaphat bowed his head with his face to the ground, and all Judah and the inhabitants of Jerusalem fell before the Lord, worshiping the Lord.
So this is what we're going to have to acknowledge and submit ourselves. Submit yourselves, therefore, to the Most High. Resist the devil, and he will flee from you. And that's going to be our experience with salvation. And I'm going to end right there, unless you have something. All right. All praise. Anybody else have a precept? Questions, comments, concerns? We got a little time. Any questions, comments? Y'all really have to go over these messages because you're going to need this type of faith. And I did want to get this real quick. We talked about it. Book of Sirach 8. So that we, even as teachers, know how we need to behave too while we're out there. So we'll start at verse 1.
Come, this is the book of Sirach, chapter 8, verse 1. Strive not with a mighty man, lest thou fall into his hands.
So we don't need to be going back and forth. But the scripture even said with the, with your adversaries, you need to, be at ease or peace with them and calm, I'm paraphrasing, even with your adversary. So you don't want to provoke or exacerbate a situation. You don't want to make it worse with our words. Read on.
Lest thou fall into his hands.
You're going to fall to his hands. Read on.
Be not at variance with the rich man,
With somebody that has power over you. Come on.
lest he overweigh thee.
Come on.
For gold hath destroyed many, and perverted the hearts of kings.
Right. Read on.
Verse 3, strive not with a man that is full of tongue.
Mm-hmm. Somebody to scoff. Or keep on scoffing. Man, have a nice day.
Come,
Go and enjoy yourself. Have a nice day. Read.
and heap not wood upon his fire.
Read on.
Just not with a rude man, lest thy ancestors be disgraced.
Yeah, we ain't gonna just to keep on with somebody that's rude. Read on.
Verse 5, reproach not a man that turneth from sin, but remember that we are all worthy of punishment.
Yeah, so sometimes we have to be careful. If somebody turns, we gotta, have the same mercy that was towards us, through Hamashiach, Yahawashi, and minister grace. Come on.
Come, it says, verse 6, dishonor not a man in his old age, for even some of us wax old.
Come on.
Rejoice not over thy greatest enemy being dead,
Read.
but remember that we die all.
Come on.
Despise not the discourse of the wise, but acquaint thyself with their proverbs, for of them thou shalt learn instruction and how to serve great men with ease.
Read on.
Miss not the discourse of the elders, for they also learned of their fathers. And of them thou shalt learn understanding, and to give answer as need requireth.
So with that, I say shalom. You gotta go ahead.
Yeah, I just wanted to get this, James 3 and 6. It says, and the tongue is a fire, a world of iniquity, so is the tongue among our members, that it defileth the whole body, and setteth on fire the course of nature, and is set on fire of hell. Right? So let me start at verse number 3. It says, this is James 3 and 3. Behold, we put bits in the horses' mouths, that they may obey us, and we turn about their whole body. Behold, also the ships, which though they be so great, are driven of fierce winds, yet are they turned about with a very small helm, whithersoever the governor listeth. Meaning, something so small, when it comes to a ship, is guided by something like a bit, they call it, for the horses. And then for the ships, it's called like a rudder or a helm. So something so small can control something so big, right? Even our tongue can control the outcome of situations.
That's right.
Right? So it says, verse 5, even so the tongue is a little member, and boasteth great things. Behold, how great a matter a little fire kindles. So Paul, what he's going into, when you talk about having discourse with people, and the discourse is unfruitful, just tell them to go about their business, because that tongue can actually cause a whole different storm that doesn't need to be there.
Absolutely.
And that was it on that.
All praises. Well, let's stand up on our feet, face the city of Yerushalayim, and get ready to enjoy the new moon. Barakatah Yahawah,
Barakatah Yahawah,
YAHAWAH'S, Thundernawa, Award, Yom Kodash,
Yam Kodash,
Abanawa,
Abanawa,
Shabbat Shemayim,
Shabbat Shemayim,
Wadash,
Wadash,
Ayah,
Ayah,
Shamka, Yahawah, Malakwaka, Aba'ah, Ratazakah,
Ratazakah,
Ayah,
Ayah,
Hashah,
Hashah,
Baratazah,
Ratazah,
Awar, Ayah,
Ayah,
Hashemayim, Hero Israel, Yahawah power, Yahawah is one. Abanawa, Yada Kodash, Shamka, Wayada Barak, Yahawah, Aishwaya, Bashamayim, Wabarataza, Bamyada, Wamakowa, Nawa, Kataati Nawa, Ashara, Anakwa, Mawakayam, Lakawatayam, the Nawa, Wa'o, Tabaya Nawa, Wabyada, Nasayawan, Washamaya Nawa, Makal, Ra, Our Father, set apart be your name, it will be blessed, your kingdom. Thy will be done in heaven and in earth. Give us our bread continually, and forgive to us our sins, as we forgive our sinners. And let us not come into temptation, and deliver us from all evil. So be it. Call on Yahawah. Ba'ashem Yahawah. Call on Yahawah. Ba'ashem Yahawah. Barak. Hashem. Yahawah. Ba'ashem Yahawah. Hallelujah. Hallelujah. Hallelujah.
Praises. Hey, we got food, women and children eat first, and then of course, brothers go ahead. All praise to the Most High. Again, next week, or so like next month, we got a new moon. All right, so we're gonna look out for that, and we're gonna commemorate Hanukkah. I don't know, yeah, all praises for coming out.